Well. Welcome back to the podcast. Marines, happy belated 3-6 day. Tried like hell to get us out there yesterday, but unfortunately, it just didn't happen. But that's why we're here today, because today is one of the most important video podcasts that we could ever have. JC, what do we got going on?
Hey, as Sean said, happy 3-6 day to everybody, which leads us to why we're here. We have the dates and some details about our 3-6 reunion, which we're planning to have this summer up here in the great state of West Virginia. So without further ado, some of the finer details with that. We're going to be in Putnam County, West Virginia. More specifically, we're going to be in Teays Valley, West Virginia. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be operating at a couple local bars. We're going to have a VIP event, and we're going to have a culminating event at VFW Post 9097. Still working out some of the details on hotels, but the two hotels we're looking at trying to put guys 3-6 in is the Mardi Gras Resort and Casino, which is located in Cross Lanes, right off of Interstate 64. And also the Hampton Inn, which is located off of Interstate 64, about 6-7 miles up the highway, right outside of Teays Valley. And I don't know if Sean pulled those up so everybody could see them. You got them, Sean?
Yes, sir. I pulled them both up. I pulled the VFW post, pulled the Mardi Gras Resort and Casino, and also left it off with the Hampton Inn Teays Valley. And if anybody wants to go ahead and any questions on that, go ahead and either IM me, give me a call, and do the same thing to JC as well.
Right. So those are the two hotels that I think are going to work. So you can stay at either one, and we'll go from there. So a little bit about our schedule. If you want to show up the evening of the 9th and get together with some brothers outside of what we're scheduling, sure, show up on the 9th. Heck, hang out for as long as you want. You're more than welcome to. So starting on the 10th at about 3 o'clock, we're going to rent some buses. Amount of buses are going to be determined on how many guys show up. All right, spouses are absolutely welcome, but we do warn you, this is not a PG event. Guys are going to be saying rude, off-color comments, stuff that's going to blow your mind. So if your significant other met you after your time in 3-6, prepare them for the bullshit that's going to come out of people's mouths. So forewarned. So buses are going to pick us up at the hotels. From there, on the evening of the 10th, we're going to go do our first VIP event with nothing but 3-6 guys. That's all that's going to be there. So we're going to go in, have a good time, drink some beer. Might get a little rowdy, but I think it's going to be fun for everybody. And we'll let that cat out of the bag as we get closer to the event. Once that's done, we're going to go gather at a local sports bar that has a nice outdoor pavilion, also has good food and AC and cold beer on the inside. So something that'll be able to fit everybody regardless of where they're coming from. Once the evening wraps up on the 10th, we're looking at having a free open schedule the morning of the 11th. So if guys want to get breakfast together, if you want to break down into team, squad, platoon reunions, you're more than welcome to do that. Buses are going to show back up at the hotel, probably somewhere around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, the 11th. Again, we'll coordinate that. And then it's going to haul everybody over to the VFW Post 9097 in Teays Valley, which I happen to be the vice commander of. So we got free reign of the place, okay? I'll make sure we have plenty of booze and bartenders to take care of everybody. And at that point, we're going to have kind of a Marine Corps mess night / celebrity roast, if you will. And again, don't expect that to be PG. Gloves are off, but again, we're professionals, and I think we'll have a good time with it. And to add more onto that, you know, me and Sean were talking before we got here on the podcast. It doesn't matter if you were a private or you're a general, okay? Know this, the old guys that stuck around and did 20 years and ended up as a sergeant major, a general, a colonel, or a gunner, a master sergeant, whatever. That was our best time of serving in the Marine Corps. So if you got out as a PFC, hey, it doesn't matter. We're brothers, okay? Don't expect people to be uptight and ultra-professional. Guys just want to get together, remember the experience, enjoy each other's company, drink some cold beer, and have a good time. What do you got on that, Sean?
Oh, it's 100% right. It's not a oh, look at me or anything like that. It's, hey, this has been 14 years in the making, which I think is 14 years too long. The closest thing we got to this was when JC retired. And just that, we had, about 25 people show up, and that was an absolute blast. I mean, we brought up stories, and we brought up things that a lot of people forgot about. And, it just felt good because it didn't matter what you were. It didn't matter what you did. We laced our boosters up, we went over there, and we did our job, and we came home. And just the stories that were being told, it just felt like it was just yesterday that we got off the buses and we were back home. I mean, it was an absolute blast, and that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to do something for the Marines because, I mean, just throughout the years, not to hit on a sour note, but we've lost a few of us. And it's just one of those things where it's like, man, I wish I had like one more time, or just how I could have stayed more in touch with them. And that's what this is. It's to get together, have the good times, have the best of times, and basically just to tell everyone out there is that, you know what? We're still a family, and we're always going to be a family.
Right. Yeah, you can't overstate that. And we've lost some guys along the way, but we don't always have to talk about the doom and gloom. But let's just talk about the good feelings. Anytime we get together with 3-6 guys, man, it is a fucking blast, and everybody has a good time, and we all walk away feeling a little bit better. Heck, a lot better. So that's what I fully intend to see happen when we do this thing. And after reaching out to guys, Sean, I think we're going to have a packed house. I would not be surprised if we have 100 or 150 guys show up.
Oh, I hope it's at least that. And like we were talking about earlier, it's going to be a kilo heavy because this is what we're trying to put together this for us. But that's not saying that if you're in the area or if you want to show up and people that are outside of Kilo, whether it's HS or weapons or whatever, if you're Lima, hey, we want you guys to come too because this is about you. Like I said, we're having some pretty big celebrities, at least in our eyes, that serve in 3-6. Like, when you think of 3-6, you think of certain individuals. They're going to be there. They've already committed, and we don't want you to miss out on that. And it's just one of those things that when we get together, we're just trying to recreate the old times. I mean, you talk about a beer tent. I can tell you who was always in the beer tent. The LSQ company. We were first ones in, last ones out. And it's the way it goes. Am I right, JC?
Hey, that's the way it goes, but it doesn't mean nobody else is absolutely welcome. So, I'm so excited. I don't even know what to say, man. I think it'd be an absolute blast, Sean.
No, it is. Oh, and one other thing is that you may have got a Facebook notification or something like that. And I'll show you right here on the screen. It's a work in progress, but for us, just the way that we can keep accountability and kind of touch out everybody. My Facebook, JC's Facebook. You have our numbers, give us a hold on that way. But on the screen right now, it's a 3rd Battalion 6th Marines 2004-2006 reunion. It's a reunion page. So if you got it, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and comment on it so we can see, hey, you're coming. And just let us know so we get numbers. But if you have not got this yet, I apologize. I can only tag so many on there from Facebook. So if you know of guys that, this guy's been tagged on there, tag them. Absolutely. Include them in it. Bring them to it. So Go ahead.
Yeah, and just to throw, and not trying to go down a rabbit hole, but just to throw some names out already that have committed to this. They're going to show up. We'll just start at the top. Major General Alfred. Obviously, retired Lieutenant Colonel Brendan Heatherman, who was our company commander. First Sergeant Bill Bodette, Vince Soto, the one and only World Television Champion Sean Christ is going to be there. I mean, we're going to have a lot of guys. Dave Taddy, Mark Cronenberry, Dave Childress. The list could go on. Justin Stewart. So I think this thing's going to be big. And I can't stress enough, there's a lot of guys that aren't on Facebook and a lot of guys that keep a low profile. So the onesies and twosies that keep in touch with those guys, please reach out to them and let them know what we're doing. We'd love to see them, and I'm sure everybody else would as well.
Absolutely. JC, I'm excited. I mean, you said earlier, and I can't wait to see how this thing goes down. So the information's out there. Marines, you have it. Please contact us, and please, if you can, we apologize. It's a little short notice, but man, if you can make it down here, we sure would love to see it because we're going down there. We're not going to stop the machine. It's going to be turning. It's going to be roaring, and we're just hope you're part of it.
It's going to be a blast, man. Hey, I got a couple save rounds. Throw them out there, Sean. Okay? Hey, nothing comes cheap, easy, or free. Listen, as this thing starts to materialize, first and foremost, I need to get a head count, okay? I need to get a head count. So do me and Sean a favor on that Facebook page that Sean created. Please leave a message. Reach out to us so I can kind of get an idea of how many party buses I need to get and how many people at the venues. The venue needs to know how many people are coming so they have the right amount of alcohol, the right amount of bartenders, and I know how many party buses to rent. With that being said, if you're struggling, we're not going to expect you to pay anything, but if you're able to afford it and most of you should. Okay, we're looking at about $35-40 a head to get this thing going. So that covers the party bus, that covers venue rentals, so on and so forth.
Does that cover the hotel as well, or is that on them?
No, heck no. Hotel's on you. Okay, so you got your hotel. Hotel prices are somewhere in the $20. What I'm going to try to do is get rooms blocked off once we get those numbers to get those rooms down even cheaper. So
that's a great idea. What's the drop dead date you want to have in this? You need those numbers by?
By April 1st, I'd like you guys to be able to RSV. Now, obviously, if we have stragglers after that, we're going to find a way to make it work. But for planning purposes, me and Sean would love to know who's coming by the 1st of April.
So I think pretty much that covers it. So there's the warning order. Marines, we're trying to do everything we can to make sure we include every single person in this event. We're excited about it. We cannot wait for it to happen. It's going to be a great time, and we want to see every single one of you there. JC?
Absolutely.
Anything to close on?
Semper Fi. I look forward to seeing everybody around the 10th of July, man.
Absolutely. Best of all, you take care. God bless.